So starting with the square, fold a little bit in. Then I'm going to fold in half.
Oh, I got it.
And then half again so that I can make a tube. Now before I glue my tube, I'm gonna make feet, and I think that's the easy way to refer to them. Is so you're gonna just, every so often and at the folds, cut a little 1/4 inch slit, and that will give it something to glue down to. So once I've done that, then I will put some glue on it. We teach the kids dot, dot, not a lot with the glue. We're also going to teach them not to glue everything down. Like if you make a flower, only glue the center, let the petals be free. So, hey Holly, how are you? Then I'm going to fold these back. Good. Just one second. Sherry's filming me, so I'll try not to lose my train of thought too much. And then I can put a little glue. Doink. Okay. And that's it. And then I'll use that to sit down so you can stop that. Take a spring, put a little glue on one end like this, and we go at a 90-degree angle. You've got both our right sides up. And then you just take the underneath piece and fold it over and crease. The underneath piece, fold it over and crease. Underneath piece. And you just keep doing that until you've used up your both sheets, and you'll be surprised at what a tiny thing it makes after all this. But I think it's pretty easy, and I like it because it looks complicated to the kids, but it's pretty easy. I think this project's kind of fun for them too, because they've probably got paper and scissors and glue at home, so they can do more on their own after. So when you get to the end, if you have a little too much, you can trim it off. And then you're going to need a tiny bit of glue to hold it together on the top. So when you're done, you have a little spring.
Okay, so I got this part.
Yeah, so then take the under part and fold it over. Yep, I'm getting blood on my work. I'm gonna have to go get a Band-Aid.
Did you just cut yourself?
I did.
Oh, no.
I wasn't paying attention on the paper cutter. But those can each be the petal for a flower.
Cute.
And then if you cut it so that you have a little more background, that's how you can. I think is pretty obvious, but we'll do it for sake of not assuming. So you're going to take your circle, you know, like this is where you could trace with a lid a circle, but also you can teach kids to kind of cut off the corners and then round it to cut out your circle. And then I'm going to cut to the middle, cut a little pie out, and where's my thing? Dot, dot, not a lot on the glue. I like to tell them that. And fold it over and count to a real 10. 1, 2, 3, etc. So you can stop on this. But you're just going to cut to about 1/4 inch from the edge, and you're going to cut about every 1/4 inch all the way down a strip. And the strip, you know, any length, of course. And then you'll just fold one out, one in, the next one out, the next one in, and those become the little feet that, you know, become flexible like that. That's it. Of course, is a spiral, and I'm going to start with a circle. Which again, they could trace, but I'm not gonna. And then I'm just gonna try to keep, I don't know, something between 1/4 and 1/2 inch. And spiral around. And these ones are really fun. They look really good on the paper, I think. when you put this down, you can glue it, you know, so that it stands up or does something interesting. Ooh, here we go.
That's cute.
Is I will turn a square into a circle. And then I will find a pencil that I don't have while you're filming. And put a little dot on the back. And then I just take out a few triangles. And you can just fringe it or you can pull these out. And it doesn't matter if it looks a little wonky because you're going to put another layer over it. So then you'll even like curl these a little bit so they look a little more like a flower. And then I'll probably put another layer over.
I made a caterpillar. I gotta look at.
So you can curl by wrapping around a pencil like this. And it makes a nice springy something. You can pull, especially if you have a triangle, pull that springy bit to the side. It's kind of interesting. And for older kids, you can even teach them to curl paper like you do curling ribbon against the edge of a pair of scissors. It's not as curly, but it's another way. That's of 3 strips, and that makes it very easy to do. And then you might even let them dry for a minute, or not, and then do your weaving. So under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. And then you can glue it down and maybe we'll trim the ends.
That's cute.
But it's kind of fun and it makes a nice background. And if you're really ambitious, you can kind of tent up the pieces as you go when you glue them down so that they stand up. But I think that might be asking a bit much of the kids. Okay, so I'm gonna let that dry a little bit and then I'll trim it. Okay, so to make a heart, we're gonna put a little glue on either end of a long strip brush. I guess you really only need one. And we're gonna go right sides together, but kind of do a backflip, see? So that's almost a heart. And then to make it all the way a heart, you're gonna crease this. Now one thing so that's it. You could just have a heart like that. And you're gonna have to hold this for, you know, count to 10 and voila. But if you wanted a heart that stands up, then we'll put a little glue, maybe an inch from the bottom. And we'll glue it together there. And after we think it holds, we can snip this bottom and open that out like this. And that gives our heart legs. That's it.